So hi, my name's Janelle Matswabi. OLI got me to do these interviews for their 15th anniversary. I'm an alumni as well. And they just wanted to interview you and as an alumni to see the impact that OLI had on your life, mostly. Yeah. So it's just like a way of looking back throughout the years. So we're like interviewing a bunch of alumni from yeah, from the start till now. So
Okay.
So my name's Janelle Matswabi. I'm from Laxville First Nation in Northern Ontario. I'm away at university right now, so that's why my internet connection is so good because I'm not at home. Yeah, so it's nice to meet you. Did you want to start off with an introduction? Just like your name.
Okay, my name is Betsy Lush. I'm from Wappo Island First Nation and I reside in London, Ontario. The last year, well, we finished in May, so that was OLI workshop, and Fanshawe College got me involved in the workshop, and I learned a lot of things. Personally, traditionally, I wanted to reconnect in some form and learn more about my culture, and I'm still on that journey right now.
Yeah, I think that's more of a lifelong journey.
Yes, it's a work in progress.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's good to hear. Was that so you were, sorry, the work study program, is that the one you were in?
Yes.
Yes. And was that the first time you heard of OLI?
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
So how did you originally hear about the program? Was it just through Fanshawe?
Yeah, Fanshawe College, Indigenous Studies program there, or First Nations Center at the time.
Yeah. So what was your thought process? Like, where were you coming from when you were entering into the workshop? Like, what kind of person were you?
Oh, searching. Still am, but yeah, I didn't know what to expect from the program because it was still in its development stage, and as part of the group, we all had our own hurdles to cross and input that we shared with OLI to make it a success, like to finish out the year, smoothing out all the wrinkles. So the next groups that follow us will have a smoother transition throughout the year. Because I know we hit a few speed bumps along the way, and we ironed them out and submitted our suggestions.
Yeah.
So hopefully it's a lot better than us, like just working things out as we go. So hopefully there's a better plan and stay in place right now.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I got involved with OLI this summer as part of the entrepreneurship boot camp, and it was the same thing. It was like early stages. They were very open to like hearing it, like how they wanted to change, and but I thought it was awesome. Did you make any connections during your time at in the OLI program? And like, do you still have them?
I still have connections. We went from OLI to Facebook.
Yeah.
So and I believe OLI has a page, a group page there as well. So we share things, talk about stuff and that, and I hope in the future there will be another a program, for the alumni, or for anybody that wants to be a part of it, and maybe do something in stages, like the workshop is the first stage, and then another type of workshop. But I think something that will help get the students into college, or a life career that they wanted to do, maybe expand it a little bit more into the workforce, or continuing education. That's what I was hoping for, but it's sort of like, at the end of the year, it's sort of cut right off, and it's like, okay, what do I do now?
Yeah.
Yeah, but hopefully, they will have something in place in a few years. I'm hoping this will be, a great success for all the natives.
Yeah,
Yes.
I'm new to OLI too, but I think they've got a lot of potential for sure.
Yeah, there's a lot there.
One thing I wanted
Because,
to ask is
mhm,
because they do focus on First Nations,
mhm.
I wanted to ask, do you think that that makes it more like have more of an impact on the participants of their programs?
Yeah, I believe it does. It does, um, because we're more, I believe, more grounded, um, trying to, find our traditional pathways and directions, and we have a different mindset, than most people, and, I believe that, it would be, everybody has their own, group sort of thing, um, friendship centers and career centers and stuff like that. And I believe First Nations really need, a foothold in the education system, um, that to make them like more successful. I noticed in the past when I was in college and that some of the students that would come in and, I don't know if they got bored or they didn't have anyone to talk to, through, traditionally, um, talk to an elder, or a therapist to help them go through those ripples and smoothing it out, because this is the first time they're off the reserve. So, in some cases it's a culture shock and they don't know how to live in a big city when they grew up on the reserve, isolated somewhere, and they're in a big city and they get lost. And I think there should be something there just to keep them, um uh have some kind of help there for them. And hopefully OLI will be a part of that too, to help these people or help the students, be successful in their careers, whatever direction they want to go.
Yeah, I can totally relate to that.
Mhm,
The first time I went to school, I knew I wasn't ready for university yet, so I went to college in Sault Ste. Marie, and there were
mhm,
5 of us from my First Nation that left for college that year or post-secondary. Some of them went to university, some of them went to college, and 3 of them went to my college, and I was the only one out of all of them who ended up finishing, and it was just like that culture shock. Like it's definitely a very real thing. Like it's like you go from having the same people that you see every day, like you don't talk to them every day, right? But like you drive by
mhm,
them, like you know them, and then you don't have any of that.
mm.
And it
No
was just,
familiarity. Yeah.
yeah. And it was really hard. So I know what you
Mhm.
mean. And that would be awesome if someday we could help fill that.
You feel that gap, yes. Mhm.
um, were there any notable changes that you noticed within yourself after you completed the program?
Yes, I like, a little bit more calmer, more understanding of certain ways. Uh, willing to do more research, um, within our community and connect. Um, it helped me also to you know look for work better. We did a resume segment, um, throughout Christmas to fill in one of those gaps,
Yeah.
uh, when Fanshawe was fluttering, and when we said, "Well, why don't we do a resume thing? Because we all have to look for work at some point."
Yeah.
So we did that, and it helped me strengthen my resume and, some of my interview skills as well.
Yeah.
So,
I noticed that.
yeah, yeah. So we're, you know, it helps that process. Like if Fanshawe, uh, can't come through with their program, then we can create our own and fill in that gap and time for the workshops.
Yeah.
And that was really good, and I think it helped other students as well.
Yeah, that would be good. I know
Mhm,
in my community, I was trying to talk to them about developing a program that would help kids who are going off to college, like help
mhm.
them figure out how to connect to an advisor, how to, get their course schedules and stuff like that. 'Cause
Yeah,
that was really hard to figure out on your own.
yeah.
um, Let's see. What would you say to anybody who's considering taking part in any of OLI's programs?
Oh, I would, you know, give them say, you got to do this. This is a good experience. Even though you may not get what you want out of it, but you'll learn other things that make you closer to traditional ways, learning. Uh, you know, there's a lot of things I learned that I never knew about our people. And, you know, that helps a lot. I said, yeah, go ahead. This is, you know, a great program. They're still working out some wrinkles, but it's a great group to be a part of because you meet people from all over the province. And like I think there was one woman that was in Arizona
Yeah.
that was in our group, I think. And I thought, wow, if we can reach that far, imagine how much further we can go.
Yeah.
And yeah, I thought that was great that I was part of a group that had all different types of lifestyle styles and traditions, and you know, we all that brought that into the group, and we learned from each other. And I thought that was amazing. It's an amazing program. Um, I just hope it carries on. I really do.
Yeah, me too. I can definitely agree with that. When I was in the boot camp this summer, the entrepreneurial boot camp, there was some people from the East Coast, some people from the West Coast. It
Hmm.
was pretty cool just to see how like far spread the reach was. And then I
Hmm.
also really connected with when you were saying you might not get what you want, but yeah, like you know, you'll get what you need. like I
Yes.
learned so much about
Hmm.
myself and about like the business that I went into it with. And then I also learned so much just in general, like and then the connections you make. It's yeah, there's something for
Hmm.
everybody for sure.
Yes. Yes. And it's good because sometimes you know, these the people that you meet are going to be your lifelong friends, possibly. Even a chance to travel and go visit them and experience, you know, their community,
Yeah.
which I think is great as well. And I still connect with some people out in Nova Scotia, and you know, they're great people, and I guess they're just like me, you know, trying to find my path.
Yeah. Yeah. I think one of the most important I've been talking to a lot of people and like a lot of them have said like they were like searching, like, you know, trying to figure out who they are. And I think one of the most common pieces of advice that I found so far has been
Mhm.
just not to be afraid of what you don't know. Like just
Yeah.
understand. That's what I think was really unique about our program was the boot camp this
Mhm.
summer is if we were just honest about what we didn't know and we were honest about what we wanted to learn, it created like a very safe environment for us to push
Mhm.
forward. And honestly, I think that made the difference in the program was just, you know,
Mhm.
accepting and
Mhm.
learning. Yeah, it was very cool. Did you have any experiences from your OLI program that you would like to share?
Um, well, I know during that, as well as doing the resume and my cats are fighting.
That's cute.
uh, yes, if you hear a grumble, that's my cat. Yeah.
Okay.
Um, Part of the experience was when we had to fill in some time uh, for the workshops. So we decided to do a what's it called, mystery hunt or something like that. And I thought that was great because like we also learned um, about the world as well and how to use some software like platforms and well, Twitter. Um, what's the other one? Oh, I don't like it, that one. TikTok.
Yeah.
I don't like TikTok at all. You know, it's hard to get a hold of, like, learn their programming.
Yeah.
Um, and same with Twitter. It's quite different than YouTube and Facebook, and you got to learn how to use the platform from scratch, and you know, it can be frustrating, but it was good for the group to learn all this because we might have to do some of this in the future if you're going to be an entrepreneur or a manager. you gotta learn how to use these softwares, especially during COVID, you
Yeah.
know, which is very helpful. And I think it'll help the students, you know, be a little bit calmer when they're getting into other programming, like computer programming software packages and that.
Yeah, for sure. I know
Mhm.
with our program, we use Slack as the main form of communication, and a lot of
Yeah.
us have never used that before. So we had to
Mhm.
figure that out.
Yeah.
And then, yeah,
I find Slack a lot better than Teams, MSN
yeah,
Teams.
yeah,
Yes.
yeah,
Yes, it's a lot better to use. We started out with MSN Teams, and we had some problems with, I guess, just their categories or how they wanted to list their subjects, and you know, I think they had an issue with their learning curve too. So only I started with a Slack, and I said, why don't we just do Slack because it's so much easier to navigate. It has all the subjects on on the left side of our screen, and we don't have to click through certain menus to get somewhere, and then we lost our spot. So I really like Slack as a platform for OLI. It's very useful and it's easy to use.
yeah. I think that was a big jump for everybody, definitely with the pandemic, was like adjusting to all these new software and all this new technology.
Hmm.
And for sure.
Hmm.
I know a lot of people in our program were like struggling and would have to like get some extra help with it. But by the end of it, we all had it down.
Yeah. Well, there's a little section that says need help with, and like when the girls were trying to figure out the software, um, I would answer their questions. How do you do this? How do you cap locks, or how do you get into the section? So I would just leave a message, try this, that, and the other, and you know, it's part of sharing. It's part of learning as a group as well. So that's what I like about it. Um, you know, everybody can help each other out when they're stumped, even when they're having a little bit of an emotional crisis. We all support each other in our main pages and that, say, yeah, you can do this. And we
Yeah.
we even like search on our Google platform, and we share our links for them so they can find these resources that they can't find themselves. And that's
Yeah.
what I like about the OLI work study group, is that we help each other, we support each other, we encourage each other as well. And that's what I find so amazing about it, um, because there's nothing like that out there for Indigenous students.
Yeah.
And I feel that will make people more successful in their journey.
Yeah, I know during my time with OLI as well, there was just that support that you were talking about. It was
Hmm.
very surprising. Like even though it was a competition that I was in, it was like a
Hmm.
entrepreneur competition. We were all trying to get our businesses to be the one to get picked by the judges. But
Hmm.
along the way, it was just so supportive, and it was
Hmm.
like, yeah, I definitely think that I didn't expect that going into it, but obviously I was very pleased to find out that
Hmm.
everybody was just so supportive for each other.
Yes, I find that being included in the group and having that support is great for us.
Mhm.
Um, um, Dealing with some people with PTSD from their childhood, or incidents that happen on the reserve and off the reserve. Uh, Being a part of the group helps them, feel safer and think, I can do this. I can really do this. And make things possible for them. And that's what I like about the groups, like the work study, and like you said, the boot camp. Even though it's a competition, or um, learning how to be in school. Um, yeah, it's a great thing,
Yeah,
and I hope they don't lose it. I really think this should be a something that expands.
yeah. I think definitely the programming is something that they go into it knowing what they want to do, but I think that environment that
Mhm.
happens and forms between all the participants, like that's very unique. Like I
Mhm.
think I think OLI is
Yeah.
very good at fostering like a healthy learning environment for sure.
Mhm. Yeah. I think a year ago, October, we were talking about traditional stories, and we all had similar stories, Wendigo, the little people, Sasquatch, all that, so we go, oh yeah, they're up there too, hey, you've had the same as your family has the same experience or kind of history that is passed on, the folklore. And it's really good because everybody has a lesson to learn through that too. They take out certain details for themselves, and they there's an understanding there, and that's what I like about it too. Is just that uh, in the workshops they'll bring in um, elders to teach us about drums, about teas, herbals, traditional medicines. Why do we use sweetgrass or sage for smudging, which I think is great. We also had an elder named Liz from Fanshawe, and we would talk about the medicine wheel and how the concepts broaden our way of thinking and healing and sharing with everybody.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Mhm. Yeah, that's what I like about it. Is just the sharing your stories, and everybody, said, "Oh yeah, I understand. I've been through this too." And it's like, wow, I'm not alone. You know,
Definitely not. You're definitely
yeah,
not alone.
no,
I think
no.
stories are such a big part of who we are as First Nation people. Like
Hmm.
sharing stories, like, you can hear somebody, you can learn from their experiences. Like every story that you hear, right? You can pick out the parts that you need at that time.
Yeah,
Did you have anything that you wanted to say to OLI?
thank you. A big thank you. Uh, giving me some peace and understanding. Um, helping me with what I want to do, and I'm still heading in that course. It's just that I have to wait for funding. I have to, wait for the next term to come around to get involved. But yeah, in the waiting time, like I'm working on jobs and finding discovering new things about myself as well, and what I can tolerate and what I won't tolerate in the workplace. And meeting new people is always great because I love, connecting with people. And OEI has given me that, I know, a little step forward, a little boost to say, yeah, I can do this. And, I don't have to get depressed about it because it's just a stepping stone right now. And I really hope that OEI keeps going because we need this, as a people. It just, the natives, even in their community to help their community, get ideas to make their lives, their community better as well. Even if it's just, your neighbor or something like that, eh, it
Yeah.
helps.
Yeah, I definitely think that there is a need for a program like this. Like we're talking to some programs, they actually go into the community, but
Hmm.
even when they're not able to, and it's a virtual program, I find they're still very effective at getting their mission
Hmm.
accomplished.
Yes, yes, I would like them to branch out to other colleges and universities and
Yeah.
use that, like, I guess, as a base for where they want to branch out from, and probably make the program stronger because they have all these connections with all the other, schools. um, that would make ODI stronger as well, to the point where maybe we don't have to depend on those, colleges or universities, and just help the students get into the programs they want to get into and stay in, and be successful and not fearful. um like I said about the culture clash, it, it is real for us, and we can overcome it. We just need a little bit of help. Mhm.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, did you have anything else to say?
Uh, no, just thank you for this meeting. I enjoyed talking to you and sharing with you. and miigwech, very big miigwech,
Yeah.
for having the opportunity to do this and
Yeah.
share with everybody that, this is a great program. We got to keep on going.
Shimmy for sharing with me today. It was really lovely to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
Okay.
Thank you. Bye-bye.